Welcome again to my podcast series. We mostly discuss here books, literature, and primarily it's my poems that I uh, narrate here. Uh, the aim is education, of course, and it's conveying something that I have been writing over the years. Chasing Shadows is my book, it is with me. We have had its introduction before, and it is published by Aquarel. We had a plan of publishing its local version. It's still with the publisher, and since I have just written about a dozen books, and I have been discussing those as well. So, certain things, if they are just delayed, a lot of delayed gratification. So I am waiting for the book to come. Maybe sometime soon. We had begun a series of poems, The Invisible People. It's sort of abstract writing, and it depicts some people, the people who are not visible to us generally. Maybe we are also included in those people. We also categorize ourselves in uh, the invisible people. Yes, we are the invisible people, because if you see the spectrum of visibility, then you will find yourself to be uh, invisible as such. And for that very reason, if you just see your earth in the universe, so that too falls into invisibility. It all depends on which angle you are seeing yourself. The invisible people. Uh, they are a series of 4 poems. Invisible People 3, Neighbor of a Bullfighter. We had Invisible People 2, No Complaints, and Invisible 1, Preliminary. I don't know whether these were meant to be continued or so, because the poem is written on August 19, 2009, and it is 2025, so it's been 15 years. And 15 years ago, I had these thoughts, which are there on paper. I also take the opportunity of congratulating you to have achieved the esteemed position. We are all proud of you. And then I am also proud of every soul on earth, achiever or non-achiever. Give us names. Don't call us names. Give us names. Don't call us names. From a person, an old woman, a young girl, some boy, you are. You and me, he and she, we and they. And a philosopher sits in residence on Heathrow Airport to experience travel. And that is attached to it. I am the subject again of the artist, for the amusement of the people who have names. Here we have a difference of those who have names and who don't have names. And mostly we see, except for very high-end portraits, these are invisible people who are portrayed and who basically are seen on the walls. The suffering people, they are just piece of art for those who have names. And I do not have any name yet. And I do not have any name yet. Will you bother to know who I am? Will you bother to know who I am? I am a neighbor of a bullfighter whose children shout and fight every night. It seems that it's some sort of writing from 1984 of George Orwell. Children fighting a certain flag where that uh, person goes inside and he sees them, where all humanity is just lost. It's a bit disturbing ambience of this piece of writing that I have just narrated. People with no names, and then there are people with names, and the ones with no names are asking that what name they have, or do they have any name. People with names and people with no names. And then there is that bullfighter, and then there is an artist at Heathrow drawing someone for those who have names. Uh, this is a kind of pastiche connectedness of something which we call as modern writing, fragmented sentences, expressions, words, that while you are relating to these, you have to have quite an imagination. That's my uh, reading for today. Invisible people. Yeah, and they are invisible people. This is from Chasing Shadows, and it's been 15 years that I've been kind of writing it, and I have written it. And I do recall it with a lot of fondness. I mean, I enjoyed reading it. It's been very nostalgic for me, especially seeing the date and the place. It's been written in Islamabad, Neighbour of a bullfighter. We will go for the next Invisible People 4 in our next session. So, thank you with me. Thank you for being with me. Sometimes it's fun to drop words or drop names. I'm not good at recalling names. And for certain words, I have to give it a bit of a thought to recall. Maybe for appropriateness, or maybe an attempt to invent a new word.